In this breakdown video, we will take a look at the mat work. The first of these is from an open guard position. When Khabib is standing, he will launch in with a leaping overhand right in an attempt to pass the guard of his opponent and cause damage while doing so. This is a technique that was also employed by his countryman Fedor Emelianenko, and Khabib even used it once to score a TKO victory. Once Khabib has engaged his opponent on the ground from either full guard or half guard, he will look to pass using a knee slice. This is where Khabib raises his hips and knees higher than his opponent's by beginning to stand and then dropping one knee back down to the mat while slicing his shin bone across his opponent's thighs. This is a passing strategy that was often employed by Georges St. Pierre and is ideally done with an underhook on the far side arm, but Khabib will even attempt it with an overhook. An intriguing strategy of Khabib is that when attempting the knee slice pass, he is not always looking to pass the guard entirely. If he gets his ankle stuck in quarter guard, he will begin to throw punches and elbows at his opponent. He will often camp from this position, using it to gain posture while his opponent is stuck below him, and then starts to throw heavy shots. Another technique he will use when in quarter guard, or even from knee on belly, is to use a shin or knee on neck ride. This is where he pins his opponent. Once he passes into side control, one of his attacks is to look for the double wrist lock, where, once he has control of the arm, he moves his hips towards his opponent's head while applying torque to their shoulder. Currently, he has successfully finished 2 fights using this technique. But his preferred technique from side control is to look for the topside crucifix, which he will even move into directly from a knee slice pass after pinning his opponent's arm with his far knee. The topside crucifix is a powerful control position that traps both his opponent's arms, leaving their face defenseless to Khabib's punches and elbows. While these punches are not the most powerful, they accumulate damage and drain the energy of his opponent. Where you have now made your opponent's primary goal into escaping the crucifix. But even if they do achieve that, they will still find themselves trapped in side control. If Khabib moves from side control to mount, his favourite technique is to then transition into S-mount. This is where one of your feet is brought forward past your opponent's shoulder, which roughly puts your leg into an S shape where the position gets its name. While this does leave your opponent's hips free, it places all your weight down onto their chest and puts you in an excellent position to attack their arms. From the S-mount, Khabib will then attack with his favourite 2 submissions, which are the triangle and the armbar. If his opponent gets their far arm underneath his leg, he will fall to his back while pulling his opponent on top and locking up the triangle choke. If they have their arm on the inside, he will fall to his back and attack the armbar. If they resist the armbar, he will happily pepper them with strikes. He will also smoothly chain the 2 submission attacks together, depending on the reaction of his opponent. Here he attacks with the armbar, but as his opponent regains posture, he switches to a triangle choke. It might seem odd for a grappler more known for their crushing top game to have a preference for submissions off his back, but Khabib does have a very aggressive guard game, where if he is taken down, he offensively looks for triangles and armbars which he will use to submit or sweep or even regain position. While I have shown some of Khabib's common habits, even more impressive is the wide variety of technical moves he has executed once, but only when they were required by the situation. This hints at the true depth of his game, which is constantly evolving to use more advanced concepts. For instance, Utilizing headbutts from closed guard when the rules allowed it. Using a body triangle to control the back. Utilizing an octopus guard to regain standing position. Using the folk style wrestling cow catcher to put his opponent back on the mat. Defending a single leg attempt with a belly roll. From a single leg ride, using inside wrist control to continually break his opponent's posture. And using a full leg mount against the cage. In conclusion, although fighting infrequently, Khabib's ground game went through massive evolutions in his last two fights against Darrell Horcher and Michael Johnson. If it continues at this pace, it will be very interesting to see what techniques Khabib continues to utilize into the future. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. If you're interested, you can watch my other videos on Khabib's takedown game and mat returns, and leave any comments below on any questions you may have. Peace.